kind of said that something has to change, to maximize the remaining opportunities that's still out there for you. And at this point in the season, with such little time to actually do it, what can change to get this thing back on track?
That, to me, was the head hanging. That is what took that game from 6 to almost 20. And we were fragile, okay? When you lose several in a row and things aren't going your way, you drop your heads, the fragility sets in. Now all of a sudden they smell blood, and that thing gets up to 20. Now we showed what we're capable of. We came back and took a lead. I think 19 we were down, and then we take a lead with 6 minutes left. So in 10 minutes play, we were able to erase and take a lead from a 19-point deficit. So we certainly showed what we're capable of. I told the guy, it's okay. It's allowed in the game of basketball when things aren't going well to talk to each other. Okay, it's still okay. It doesn't only have to happen when things are going good for your basketball team. So we have to. We're at a point right now. We control our own destiny. All right, and that's a beautiful thing. We don't have to rely on this. Oh God, I hope this team loses, or I hope this team doesn't make it. We control our own destiny, and that's all you can ask for. We've obviously given away. We had a tough week. It's one of the toughest weeks of my professional career with what happened last week. When you have an opportunity against Michigan, you miss a great look in the last minute. We get the lead. We give up one on the last second. We're one shot away from being in right now, but there's nothing we can do about that. All we can focus on is the task at hand in the next one, which is tomorrow night against Ohio State, against a really, really good team that's in a similar situation as us. So, we can't go on the road, and if things don't go our way in the first couple minutes, we can't hang our heads, because then against a team of this caliber with this kind of talent, it's going to be over. And we're not going to have 15,500 behind us to help us out of that hole. So, again, we've showed we're capable of it. We've actually done it on the road. We did it against Washington. We did it against Northwestern. Whatever happens, we got to keep competing. And to me, Robin, that's the change. That's the change that can be made. We can't go out and put in a whole new system at this time. Okay, we can't do it. We had maybe our best defensive performance ever when we played against Michigan. We got to take that on the road. Offensively, that second half against Minnesota, we got to go in. We found a little bit of a rhythm, so we got to combine it. You got to combine it. You got to play a complete game on both ends, and you have to have consistency.
Which of your older players are stepping up at this moment? Who do you see being the vocal person?
Well, it's got to be the guys that have done it for us, which is Juwan and Bryce and Sam and Raleigh. The older guys, the seniors. It's coming down. These guys, they're guaranteed 2 more games. That's it, unless things go well, and then we're going to be playing, Big Ten tournament and beyond. So it's got to be the guys that have been here, and Juwan has been here the longest. So he's been really good for the most part this year. And he's the guy. When he's vocal, when he's out there flying around, our guys follow. When Bryce is doing his thing, we're a pretty damn good team. So it starts with those guys. I'm looking for the 5 out there that are going to go compete. We found 5 guys, and obviously we shortened our rotation in that second half. Was it the right thing to do? Do we run out of gas a little bit? I don't know. But those were the guys who were competing that I felt gave us the best chance to win. So, but again, to answer your question, Sam, yes, it's the seniors that have to be able to pull us through that. They have to be the ones to help get us off to a good start, which is imperative when you're playing on the road.
What are your main keys against this Ohio State team, and what's the challenge when you play a team, just a month later?
Yeah, I mean, it starts in transition. They play very fast in their building, and if you give them transition baskets, whether it's at the rim or threes, teams are really hard to shut off. So we can't give them easy ones. We got to take care of the ball. We had some turnovers early in the game at our place. We can't give them that on the road. So transition, taking care of it, and then finishing off possessions. We have to play with physicality. Big play the other night was when Mitchell got the tip in with about 45 seconds left, and we were able to stay in it. Juwan makes a great play at the end, and then we couldn't finish off the game. So my 3 keys: take care of the ball, get back in transition, and rebound.
I know you're
which are my 3 keys every game.
I know you're focused on wins, but people are going to be voting soon on the all-conference stuff. Just what would you say about Bryce and just what he's done for you this year?
Yeah, I mean, you take Bryce off this team, obviously we're not in a very good place. Just what he has done as our go-to guy, and the load that he carries every single night. And I think that is the true test of who's going to be on the all-conference teams, are the guys that are that important to their team. You know, obviously we're a group, we're a unit, but Bryce is the head of it. And, you know, when he plays well, you know, when we played well down the stretch, it's been Bryce. He's been the one that's got his baskets. He's made the right plays. You know, he has not gone out there. He's not a selfish player. And, you know, I'm really proud of him for the type of year that he has had. And there's no doubt in my mind that he deserves to be on the all Big Ten teams.
You mentioned the responsibility that's on Bryce's shoulders right now. Though Berke, last time he has played Ohio State, was maybe his best game here. How important is it to get him going, especially offensively, the way he's shooting?
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's as important as anybody on our team. And you see the impact. He went 0 for 10 against Michigan, but I thought on defensively, he was unbelievable in that game. And, you know, whether he's scoring the ball or not, it's very important for Berke to be on the floor. I didn't think he played as well in the last one, and he knows it. He was in here at 8 in the morning. We're getting an individual workout the next day after the Minnesota game, which I know doesn't matter, but, you know, it just shows that he was not pleased with how that game went. So it's important to get him going again. And that's what, you know, timing in this game, it couldn't have happened at a worse time, because then you play Maryland and Michigan. You have to have bigs that can go out there and play together. So to lose Berke against Maryland and, you know, lose in a tight one was a factor. And then you get him back after 10 days off the court with really just doing, you know, alter G running, which is anti-gravity running. He gets 1 day of practice. So yes, he's still working back into the rhythm, and we need him. He is so important to us, whether he's playing the 4, whether he's playing the 5. We've finished most games with Berke playing the 5. It's how we did it last time against Ohio State with him in there, and unfortunately with about 20 seconds left, he comes down on somebody's foot, and then, you know, he went through that stretch. So yes, to get BK back in his rhythm when he's making shots on the perimeter, that's a game changer for us. And he hit 3, I think he was 3 for 5 the last time we played against Ohio State. So yes, getting him back and making a shot and getting confidence, sometimes that's all it takes. I know I've talked about that as a shooter. You know, confidence it's a funny thing. When you have it, the game's not easy, but it's easier. And when you don't have that confidence, man, this is a hard game to play. So, you know, the importance of BK being on the floor with what he does defensively, you see from an analytics standpoint what he does for us there. But when he's scoring the ball, you know, we're hard to beat.
Yeah, obviously you got 2 games left, but this one coming up, I mean, you could say it's a bubble game. How important is it to match their desperation level, just their sheer effort, because they're going to come out and play like their whole season's on.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it, Sam, and, you know, that has to be our same approach. This is a game. Our guys know the importance of it. We've talked about it a lot the last couple days about what's at stake, and, you know, you just hope you go out there and play like a desperate team. That's what you have to do, and you know, we had a really good showing, I guess, the first time we played against Ohio State. I know they're going to be ready. They got older players, they've got really talented players, and they're tough to shut off when they get going. So, you know, again, hopefully our defense travels. If they make tough shots, we can't get deflated. They're certainly capable of making those. And again, if they do go on, when they go on a run, they will at some point tomorrow. We have to handle it the right way. You know, it can't happen with what happened against Minnesota. They hit some shots. We defended for 25 seconds, but that's not good enough. You know, whether they made a shot at the end of the clock or whether they got the offensive rebound and then you had to defend for another 20 seconds, you got to finish off possessions. So, you know, we're looking forward for the opportunity. This is what it's all about. And, you know, we need to play well these last 2 games to have a chance.
I think Ohio State is towards the bottom nationally in defensive free throw rate. For guys like Berke and anybody else who might be having an off night, how important is it to just attack and get to the free throw line to see the ball just going through the hoop?
Yeah, it is important, Robin, that or a layup or something. You know, make a hustle play, an effort play. You know, those are the things I always think to get you going. Not, oh, I'm going to hunt my shot. I'm going to take 10 shots tonight. Then sometimes you get 1. That's how it worked for me at least. So, you know, for our guys, that's been one of the strengths of this team is getting to the line. And, you know, we haven't gotten there as much. We got 20 of them the other night. We missed 9 of them. You know, again, that just you know, kills you. You think back of all the things that could have happened in that game. I mean, I'm telling you, there hasn't been much sleep the last couple nights, and a lot of that stems from replaying, you know, the last sequence a million times in my mind and just sitting there like literally a punch to the gut feeling, you know, laying in bed staring at the ceiling. So, you know, those types of things, the missed free throws, you know, a couple missed assignments early in the game, those matter as much as the last ones. I know those are magnified because those are the ones you see in the highlights, but we've got to be on point. That's been the theme for our team. When we're good, when we're locked in, we've been pretty good. And when we haven't, when we let our foot off the gas, that's when teams have gone on those runs against us.
I know, like Mike Rhodes has been one of the coaches in the Big Ten that's been kind of vocal against this new Big Ten tournament format. Since you're kind of in that similar situation, I guess, do you have any thoughts on the change, and do you think it's good? Or
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've got our league meetings in May, and I know we're all going to get in there and together in the same room and talk about it and how we want to move going forward. Because there is something to, especially when you see the depth of this league. I mean, if there was 3 or 4 teams that just didn't have it, you could understand maybe, but this league's too deep. So looking at it, yes, and we'll get in a room and we'll sit in there and talk about it, and we'll see what changes want to be made. It is what it is this year. And that's the benefit of those meetings, is to get in a room and to have those conversations and to see what direction we want to go.
Thanks, guys.